we added the async image. And now what we'll do is we'll copy our getString function, and let's rename it to getPod. This is in the network file. And instead of having it return a string, let's have it return an optional pod. You see we have two errors right now. Let's fix this bottom one first. We'll just return nil if there's an error there. Let's go ahead and get rid of that line altogether. And we'll try to decode it as a pod from our data. We have one warning here. We'll go ahead and get rid of error. We'll just replace it with an underscore for now. We'll go back later on and we'll handle that a little more elegantly. And let's attempt to add this on our list. If you recall, before we could have a task where we could execute code. Oop. Let me make sure that runs. Oh, okay. Just not happy about task. That's fine. We'll get it working in just a moment here. It's a little more complicated on this one just because we have pod is optional. So let's try to get that pod from network. But if it fails, that's okay. It'll just return nil. We won't do anything. And let's set pod equal to response. Let's just tell it to try again. Oh, right. Right. We're not throwing on our function right now, so we don't need to try. We just need to await. Let's go ahead and run it. And we get an image. But we're not really sure. It's kind of hard to know if it's even working, right? Because we're not passing anything to it. So let's go ahead and pass a date. And let's make it 12/02/2021. I think that's actually backwards. I think it's the year, the month, the day. Let's see if that's right. Okay, success. So we actually got a different pod once our task completed. So it's looking pretty good. We have our description, copyright, date, and the image. Going forward, we've achieved like our sort of minimum viable product here, but we're going to keep adding features, whether it's tests. Probably the biggest thing we're going to add is, where you can have a whole list of all the previous pods, and we'll just keep adding things as we go. So I'm not sure what we'll add next, but we'll figure it out, and it'll be a surprise for next time.